Hi, and welcome to yet another episode of M&A Ambassadors, USP, Becoming the Ultimate Sales Professional. Now, in the last couple of episodes, we've been looking at some techniques that you could use to create unconscious influence and get better control of the call. Today, I'd like to share with you another interesting technique, which is called the hook question. So before I introduce you to the technique, let me use an analogy. Let's say you're going fishing. Now, what do you need as part of your equipment? You need to have the fishing rod, you need to have a nice little hook, and you need to have your bait. I mean, you couldn't put the hook straight into the water and expect a fish to bite. So what you got to do is you got to bait the hook. You got to put something on it that will attract the fish. Now, you have to use different types of hooks and different kinds of bait based on the type of fish that you're looking to catch. So the hook is designed to attract the fish. The hook question serves the same purpose. The hook question may look like a selling pitch, but it is actually designed to get the client curious and to move him past the initial resistance and to actually ask you, what is it? Which one are you talking about? So let me give you an example of a typical hook, and then we'll analyze what is in the hook to make it attractive, and then I'll give you 4 key points on it. So here's an example of a hook. Did you know that Dubai, like Singapore, has just launched its first vertical garden building with a floating pool in the sky? I'm going to repeat that hook. Okay? Did you know that, like Singapore, Dubai just launched its first vertical garden building with a floating pool in the sky? Now, your challenge as a broker is to be able to identify which project are we talking about. I will give you the answer later, but let me explain what this hook does. If you're probably watching this and thinking about which is this project, then imagine what's going to happen to the client when you talk to him. You are a broker in the industry and you're probably trying to figure out which project is this. And that's exactly what will happen with the client who has much lesser knowledge about each specific project in Dubai. So when you use something like this, the client's tendency is to ask, which one are you talking about? Or what is it? And it's better to hear that hearing, I'm busy right now, send me WhatsApp or email, call me back later. Now let's see what makes a good hook and then why this works. By the way, this particular hook was for Safa 2, which is an amazing project by Embark Properties. Now because it's got Safa Park extending up the side of it, it's a vertical garden building. Now imagine what would happen. I'm only using this as an example, and I will use several such examples from different developers in future videos. Okay? So for example, imagine if I said, did you know that Embark has just launched Safa 2 on Sheikh Zayed Road? It lacks personality. There is no way someone is going to be interested in that. They'll simply tell you, send me the details by WhatsApp. So the key to a good hook is you must catch the attention, but you leave out the specifics so that they will tend to ask you, which one are you talking about? So 4 keys when you are actually launching or using a hook. The first, it must always start with, did you know? We are psychologically programmed to accept that whatever comes after did you know is considered a fact. You'll see this in all museums. Go to any wonder of the world. Go to any high-rise tower which is iconic, you will have did you know facts displayed there. As children, we were taught to accept many facts simply because did you know was added before it to make it more credible. So when you use a did you know, the mind automatically goes into acceptance mode and they are curious to hear what you're saying and they accept it as fact. So always start it with did you know. Now the tonality of the did you know is equally important. Did you know? It's almost like a curiosity, a secret, a mystery tone, okay? Not did you know. Did you know? And then you get into the hook. The second key for a hook, in case you are using a price point, we don't encourage using prices on a call, but let's say it's a launch, a promotion, it's all out on social media anyway. If you have to use an amount, convert it into dollars because it looks 1/4 the size. And it's always easier for a person to accept it. Also, use minimizing words. For example, did you know that with just $180,000, with just $180,000, So I convert the money into dollars and I use words like just, only, mere. So it makes the amount look even smaller. The third key in the hook is to remove all the specifics from the project but bring out a USP or something that is attractive. So never use the name of the developer, don't use the name of the community, don't talk about the location. Convert these into USPs and present it. That's what I did with the example I gave you. Did you know that, like Singapore, Dubai just launched its first vertical garden building with a floating pool in the sky? So don't give the specifics, because if I give all the specifics, there is no reason for my client to ask me which one are you talking about. And the fourth, it must always end, or it must be formatted as a question. Never use the hook as a statement, because again, we are psychologically programmed to answer questions, and questions keep you in control. So this is what a hook is like. I'm going to give you another hook, and let me see if you can figure out which one this is. Drop a comment and tell us which one do you think this is as well. So here's another hook. Did you know that with just $200,000 you could own a golf view apartment in the world's best designed golf community? Let me see if you can find out which one this is. Drop a note and tell us. Now in the next episode, I would like to cover brush-offs, the initial resistances that you face when you contact clients, and I'll give you 4 typical brush-offs and the techniques that you can use to handle it. I wish you the best during this week on your journey with M&A ambassadors to becoming the USP, the ultimate sales professional.